But it's not as simple as all that. Leaders are now having a contentious debate over capping energy prices. What are they fighting about?
Yeah, this is turning into a huge fight behind the scenes here. So Pedro Sanchez, the Prime Minister of Spain, has been asking for months for the EU to step in and cap energy prices, which are rising rapidly. They were already rising before the Ukraine war because of the economic recovery from the COVID pandemic, and then the war is really making them spiral out of control. So he wants a market intervention to set the price at a certain level. And on that, he has support from a number of countries, notably Italy, a lot of southern European countries. France is kind of supportive on this, but he's getting big opposition from Germany and the Netherlands. They say that if the EU were to do this, it risks suppliers just pulling out of the market and selling their energy elsewhere. So basically what he's asking for, this is about electricity prices and how they're pegged to gas prices. So there's two things here. One, changing the way the price is set, and then also capping the price. Now, discussions have apparently gotten quite heated over the past hour. The summit is going longer than expected because Sanchez, I'm told, has threatened to veto the entire conclusions of this summit if an agreement isn't reached on capping energy prices. He says that consumers are hurting right now and they need urgent relief, and he cannot walk away from this summit without something in hand to tell people that there is protection coming. Now, there's lots of options for helping people with energy prices, and that's what the Netherlands and Germany have been trying to stress. There's other ways to do this. They're also trying to remind people that in the long term, if you set prices at a certain level, maybe that price is lower than the market price now, but in 3 months, if the market price goes down, you could end up with a set price that is higher than the market price. So in the long term, this could actually hurt European consumers. They don't seem to be getting anywhere near an agreement on this, but we'll see if there can be some kind of consensus found here. Pedro Sanchez seems pretty serious about vetoing this if some solution isn't found.
It may indeed be a long afternoon of talks then. Now, Dave, this has been a gathering of the highest possible level. Yesterday, talks between NATO, the G7, and then the EU Council. Was there hope there that more concrete measures, more significant measures with regards to Ukraine were going to come out of the summit?
Well, we did get yesterday announcements about new battle groups sent over to NATO's eastern countries and also new military aid to NATO. I think there was some hope that some new sanctions might be agreed. I think we're now getting toward the end of the summit and we can see that's not going to happen. It didn't happen with the G7 leaders yesterday. It doesn't look like it's going to happen here. There was some talk that maybe if the EU was comforted enough by this announcement this morning of the new LNG supplies from the United States, that maybe they could agree to a phased-in EU ban on imports of Russian oil and coal, but not gas. That, I'm told, is pretty much off the table for today. It's still under discussion. It's just not going to happen today. They need more time for that. A lot of countries are just too nervous about the damage that could do to the European economy. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said 2 days ago it could cause a collapse of the European economy, send it into recession, and would end up hurting the EU more than it hurt Russia. It does look like we will get one agreement here today, at least on energy. It looks like they're going to give their nod to joint purchasing of gas. So the Commission would negotiate gas purchases on behalf of EU member states, just like it did with the COVID vaccines. They're going to use that same principle, which they mostly feel went very well, to gas supplies. And it does look like we have a landing zone on that. That being said, that is exactly what Pedro Sanchez is now threatening to veto. So the one thing we do have agreement on, if we don't get an agreement on energy prices, we could end up with an agreement on nothing. So we'll see. A lot to watch in the next hours.
Thank you very much for that update from Brussels. Dave Keating reporting for us there.